Hey, third season folks, how are we doing today? Cheers. Got a Victoria beer here. You probably never, oh, you may have heard of Victoria beer. It's Mexican. Ole, hola. Buenas tardes. What you can see behind me, because you can tell I'm not in my usual kitchen, is Mexico City. If you have the opportunity in your life to come to Mexico City, I highly recommend it. It's this wonderful city. Hundreds of museums, all kinds of shopping, really neat stuff, bougie stores. If you want to buy a Ferrari, there's a Ferrari dealership down the street from us. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to show how you can, in an Airbnb, make your way to having a really nice dinner. Because sometimes you just want to stay in. But then you go, do you want to buy a whole bottle of salad dressing and leave that for your host or for your next Airbnb stayers? Maybe you do. I don't. I'm going to start off with some yogurt. So that's about 2 tablespoons of yogurt. I'm going to show you at the end all the spices that are left at this particular Airbnb, but I'm going to show you how we can start by just adding stuff. Now, we are lucky we've got a Costco close to us, so I bought a spice mix that I can't get in Canada, and this is salt with garlic and parsley and a little bit of cheese, Parmesan cheese. Looks kind of neat. Yay, Costco. It was interesting because they had things that we don't have here, and then they also had things that we do back home in Canada. So I'm just going to sprinkle about, I'm going to guess that by the time I'm done shaking my wrist, I've got about half a teaspoon of that seasoning mix. And I'm going to start by just mixing that around. We're in Mexico. I'm going to add some cayenne. Cayenne was left here by previous guests. So thank you to the universe and those previous guests. So I'm just going to put in our dry spices. And now the previous guests had left some vinegar that was just sort of plain Jane. So I went out and I bought some balsamic, as one does. We're going to add a little bit of balsamic. Yeah, I'm going to guess that's about a half a teaspoonful or so. This will be left behind because I don't really want to go all the way to Canada carrying 500 mils of what's really nice balsamic. But, you know, do you really want to be carrying 500 mils of balsamic vinaigrette in your luggage back home to Canada? I don't. Maybe I do. Actually, I kind of do, but I'm not going to. And then some olive oil. We bought the olive oil here. Again, I'll show you that the previous guests had left some just sunflower oil, and that was very kind of them. Apparently, some of the previous guests here had done lots of Asian cooking or Indian cooking. I'm not sure which, although Indian is South Asian, so I guess it all counts. And what happens is as people come to different Airbnbs, they leave it behind. Sometimes it stays in the Airbnb, sometimes it doesn't. The host here was really interesting. He left a message saying basically, there's things left behind from other travelers, and by all means, feel free to use it. I'm going to, because this is for us, I don't recommend doing what I'm about to do if it's for other people, but I would have a second spoon to do what I'm about to do, which is this zoink and zoink and then zoink and then zoink, zoink. And this also gives you a chance to do a little taste test. That is fine. Is it anything? No, good enough. And, maybe you might want to put a squeeze of lime on it if you felt like it. I don't. Okay. And as we mix it up, we get basically a really thick salad dressing, right? And you're going, well, I don't see any salad on the table. And I'm just doing the final stirs a little bit more vigorously. Me and my Victoria beer are going to walk over this way. We're going to walk. And over here, I've prepped a salad. We're in Mexico City. Parched. We're in Mexico City. So in the marketplace, I found again some huitlacoche. You know, from my videos from last year, huitlacoche, oh, magic. Corn fungus, so like a mushroom. And see if I can find a nice white piece because that's going to go in the salad. So that's a nice white piece of huitlacoche, and we're going to put that on our salad. So this salad is romaine lettuce, baby romaine lettuce, also from Costco, and then some mango and tomato. And this was called, interestingly enough, breaded meat at the tortas store I went to stand I went to yesterday, and made the mistake of buying too many tortas. Breaded meat is also known as Milanese beef. So they pound out the beef very, very thin, and then they bread it, and then it's deep fried in front of you. Okay. The tortas are Mexican sandwiches, and they're spectacular, but they're huge. So I made a rookie error. I was trying to decide between my second and my third sandwich. And I went, just give me three. One tortas would have been fine. However, okay. And I'm missing it. So huitlacoche, tomato, mango, lettuce, and Milanese beef. Okay. So now we're just going to dribble this on top. And I'm going to guess, I don't know where you're coming from, where you're watching from. This little wee salad, if you ordered it in a restaurant, would cost you, I don't know, $12, $18 Canadian. If you added a chicken breast instead of the Milanese beef, breaded meat, it would be maybe a little bit less. But okay, there we go. Now, as you can see over here, this is spillage. This is the selection of seasoning spices left behind. We've got lots of ginger and cumin and coriander and not olive oil. What is this? No, this is the sunflower oil, and then basic vinegar. All right, folks, here we go. You can obviously, and I'll tell you, lots of folks that I've been in contact with here in Mexico, why aren't you eating out? It's like, we are, but we also like to eat in. The nice thing about this is if you're eating in, you can have a really good time, have food that you like, stretch your travel dollars, and enjoy the sights. Now, I'm looking out at Mexico City. You can't see it, but it's spectacular. I highly encourage you, extend your visits to Mexico beyond the beaches. It's great to go to the AIs, get fat and drunk on a beach. One of my favorite things in the world to do. But Mexico City is special, and it's worth a visit. Cheers, folks. Hope to see you again. Remember, press like, subscribe, hit notification, all those things. Please make a comment. If you'd like to know anything about Mexico City, I may not be able to answer, but I'll try and see what it comes by. Because Mexico City, way cool. Cheers.